Is it broadcasting? Check. Let's see. Let's open YouTube. I guess it would is live here. No live. Your channel. Okay. Broadcasting. Check. Let's see. Okay. Now the issue is, why is it only showing half of the screen? Should I change it something? Double click built-in retina window capture, display capture. Okay. Why is it only showing half? It should have captured the entire desktop. Let's see. Why is it only showing half? It should have captured the entire desktop. In terms of this, let's ask Google. OBS streaming. What is this called? macOS screen capture. Not capturing entire screen. Yes. I had the same problem for a long time and just found out how to fix it. We are using game capture. Right click on the screen that shows the game and click transform, then fit to screen, and it should work. Is it? Like what? Right click this, transform, fit to screen. Perfect. How can I upload this? Subscribe to YouTube channel. Okay, thanks for helping. So this worked. Let's see how it goes on YouTube. Transform. Perfect. How can I upload this? Okay, let's so the main idea of this live is just I want to watch this talk called leveraging algebraic data types to make your UI rock solid. So I got introduced to algebraic data types from Prescript, so I think it would be fun just to watch it. So let's start. I hope audio is also getting recorded. Let's once check the live. Using algebraic data types to make your UI rock solid. So I got introduced to algebraic data types from Prescript, so I think it would be fun just to watch it. So let's start. Okay, let's start.
Thank you. So my talk is going to be about algebraic data types, and that sounds super scary, but it's actually not. The reason it sounds scary is because we are software developers, so we like to invent complicated names to describe simple things so that we can sound clever, even though it's not. Little disclaimer, even though it sounds like a complicated topic, we are not going to have a monads are monoids of the wiki-wacky thing type of talk.
To be frank, this is so real because while I was studying my intermediate, like there were lots of complicated topics in physics related to optics, related to thermodynamics, related to entropy and all that stuff. But once I have entered programming, like I felt like, okay, these are simple blocks which we connect to make something complicated. So at the base it's simple. So yeah.
It's going to go through practical examples and just to challenge a bit the way we do things by default in JavaScript and try to come up with better alternatives for that. My name is Mathias. You can find me on the internet under the nickname Radiol. I live in Paris in France, and I work at a company called Swan, where we do like banking APIs as a service in Europe. We are hiring, so if you're interested, check the website out. I'm sorry about that, but we are going to start about like quantum physics, quantum mechanics. Physics. What is quantum physics? My scientifically accurate description of it is that it's weird. I think it's the official stance on that. This is a good meme, but it's like an experiment that when you like beam particles on the screen and you put a wall in the middle with two holes, it changes the result given you are looking by which hole it goes or not, which, well, led to this kind of situation when people observed that, because it kind of breaks physics as people knew it back then. And so some scientists, they did a conference in Copenhagen, and they came up with the explanation that particles do their own thing when we are not looking at them, which sounds like a lame excuse when you forget your homework or something like this. There is one guy, Schrödinger. He's also a physicist. He actually wrote one of the most important equations in the field, and he doesn't like this interpretation because of reasons. And so to make his point as to why he doesn't like it, he creates a famous experiment, the Schrödinger cat experiment, which is you put a box, you put some quantum stuff in it. I'm not a scientist, I'm not going to explain that to you. You put a poison dispenser in the box, because why not? And the poison dispenser reacts to the quantum thing. And then you put a cat you're willing to sacrifice in the box, and you seal the box. And his point is that if the theory is right, it means that as long as the box is closed and sealed, the cat lives and dies at the same time. It's in a superposition of states, which doesn't make sense. So that's why he's trying to prove. And it turns out it's a kind of accurate description of what they think, so they liked it instead of hating it. At this point of the talk, you might wonder what the fuck does this have to do with software.
Someone used
first, boxes, but I'll explain that later. And the second is that, as we've heard in the previous talk, like the particles of the cat, we deal with possible states in our apps, superposition of states, if you want to sound sciencey. We have state based on various things, like user input, server responses, you name it. Describe what the UI should look like given the state. It's a function of state. So the way we choose to structure the states is actually the key to a good UX. That's also where things can go wrong. This is a famous example from Windows XP. And these kinds of things in our app look bad. And we spend a lot of time and money in order to avoid that. We do linting, we do static analysis, we do testing, QA, monitoring, a lot of things, a lot of money invested in that. And no matter how we try to fix those, well, things slip through and we got bugs in production. We also have weird, more subtle bugs, like that I'm the product anyway to say that. So, on to the way we manage three main kinds of test and completion. These are three concepts there or not. So we are going to start with a small example on presence. The product team comes and they just say, we want to display a banner to the user if they didn't
Okay, I have watched this talk.
We are going to look for one day that matches the predicate and the way to handle it. The value, you can carry it around. You don't have to have...
Okay, I have used this talk, so I'm not interested in this anymore. So, yeah, it was a nice stream. Like, I thought it would be something different, but yeah, it's your account is better risk of attack because you have okay. Who would attack this? 0 subscribers. Okay. Perfect. So maybe I'll start another stream. This is just a setup stream, so it would be not that great, but let's see where we go. And the channel name is Country Loan Coder. So yeah, stop stream.